apartment complex after they see what the problem is and ask if they can actually fix the fucking problem. Because they're the ones that are going to be paying them. So they go, all right, well, we got to see. And they're like, because the people basically told us, like, yeah, this thing's kind of messed up. It's going to need to be replaced soon, but I could shore this thing up and it won't really be leaking, at least for the near future. But this thing's old as fuck and it needs to be replaced. So they went to the apartment, they went to the front office, and like 15 minutes later come back and like, hey, yeah, we can't replace the whole thing. They won't allow us to, but we'll do what we can to patch it up. And we're like, just like, if you're gonna need to fucking replace it, like, just fucking replace it. Like, spend the extra money today. So even when we move out, the next week, you don't have to worry about this shit. Literally the other day, right? This is all 100% true. Not that I lie on this podcast, but I mean, this is still so recent. I still feel the pain on my shin, and I'll explain that in a second. So this is the story of how I broke my girlfriend's water vacuum. All right. Oh, Jesus. But yeah. So, I come home on a Monday. Actually, no, I didn't. Yeah, no, I left the house for a brief period of time. I had a list of things I wanted to do. I wanted to record an episode, do X, Y, and Z. Monday, one of my couple days off now. And, you know, I leave the house for probably like an hour, get a few things, come back. I walk into the bathroom and I see it's this nice puddle of water. Nothing crazy. But you can see it's like, look in the bathroom, but I'm looking at the front counter area. It's like, damn, did the toilet overflow? Because I know I used the bathroom before I left, but it sounded like it flushed. But I didn't double check. Maybe some leaked. I don't know. I assume like the toilet overflooded. Whatever the fuck. So I get some rags. And I try to clean it up. You know, I just get some simple rags, try to clean it up. Literally, I come in the kitchen for like 10 minutes, go back in, the water's coming out again. I see like, what the actual fuck? So my dumbass, right? I wasn't thinking. You know, when you're in these fight or flight moments, these heightened situations, you're not really thinking straight. So I grabbed the actual vacuum, right? Problem number one. I was on a, let's just say I'm on a string of fuck ups I'm about to tell you. This is what happens when you leave a man-child at home for more than 6 hours by himself. You know, shit breaks. I feel like Wreck-It Ralph because I wrecked a few things. But so I start using the vacuum and I realize it's not really picking up well. And then I realized like 5-7 minutes, I'm like, holy shit, I'm using the wrong fucking vacuum. And I'm like, fuck, you know. I noticed the thing was starting to slow down. I was like, oh shit, I'm putting water in the wrong vacuum. I immediately stopped, pull out, like whatever. So then I forget we have a water vacuum. So I'm still over here trying to pick up some shit with this small ass rag. Because this is the only rag that actually picks up water. You can squeeze it out and pick up. You know how towels are? You put a towel down, they get so wet and damp. Even when you squeeze it out, they're still wet. But we have like this amazing ShamWow rag. But it's like the size of like my left thigh. So it can only pick up so much water at a time, but it picks up water and you can squeeze it out and do it again and again. But it's enough water where it'll be at least 10 15 minutes of doing that shit. But neither here nor there. I'm doing this shit and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? We have a water vacuum. So I go get the water vacuum and I try to, and it's not really picking up any water, right? Problem number one. Something's wrong with the thing. It's not sucking it up, you know. I don't know why. Every other time I've used it, it's been amazing. Boom, quick out, minute or two, and it's done. It's simple. It's not working. So I'm trying to fix some settings. And I realize I'm accidentally, as I'm vacuuming, I'm pressing out the clean water thing in the extra tub thing on it. And I'm squirting out water on top of the water that's on the ground, and it's not sucking up water, so I'm creating more water, and I realize this, I'm like, fuck, I'm getting frustrated with myself, because I'm like, this whole bitch is gonna flood, and now I'm not able to do the shit I wanted to do, wasn't able to go to gym, nothing. It fucked up my whole day, but I got so frustrated, I'm literally trying to clean this shit up for 25, 30 minutes minimum. I'm not even exaggerating. And I just fucking fuck it. I lost my shit. And I fucking slammed the water vacuum down a couple times. But problem is, I slammed it down. And I had it ricochet off my shin. And literally within 30 seconds, I felt it on my shin. I pulled my pants up because I felt it. And literally this golf ball. And I'm not talking about the top golf balls. I mean a fucking softball golf ball size. Started forming on my shin. I'm like, fuck. Now I got fucked up shin. I cut my finger because I broke the fucking handle off the bitch. And pulled it out. Now everyone's listening like, wow, Clint's got some anger. She's like, you know what? You clean up water for 35, 40 minutes over something that could have been prevented 4 or 5 months ago after you find out what's actually happening. And you clean up all the water. And then finally, I fucked some shit up, so I just had to go the old route, get some rags, clean it up, and then water. I noticed water keeps coming out of the fucking walls, and I'm like, the water, hold on, this isn't coming from the toilet. The water, it feels warm, so I'm like, okay, that's odd, and I'm looking so it's coming through the walls / the floor. So we had the emergency guy come out that night, thinking this whole bitch is about to flood. We turned off the air conditioning unit. It helped mildly, but not a whole lot. And so we just basically, the guy came out and was like, yeah, you're going to have to basically kind of get a whole new one. And we're like, oh, really? That's interesting you say that. He's like, but can't do anything until tomorrow because we're going to have to order it. Blah, blah, blah. So all right. We have someone come out the next morning. And guess what? They come out. He comes and looks at it. And he's like, yeah, you're going to, yep. He looked at it for 10 seconds. Like, yep, you're going to need a new one. So he goes to the office. I had to go to work. Thinking okay. And I told him everything hey, I'll leave the door unlocked. You come fix it whenever the fuck you fix it. Great. I'm thinking when I get home tonight, I'll be able to take a hot, nice shower. Be all good in the hood. So I come back that night, and they did not fix it that night. They weren't able to get the shipment for it, blah, blah, blah. So they were coming the next morning. And then finally the next day, after 9 hours, they just sucked the water out through a hose. That took 3 fucking hours. Then they put a new one in, but they're having trouble connecting the shit. And I'm like, you know what? All this fucking shit could have been prevented, but these asswipes want to be fucking cheap as fuck. It's you know what, man? I understand. And I think they were going to try to have the audacity to try to put a fee on it, on my bill. When I'm like, you guys are the apartment complex. You guys are fucking responsible for this shit. Unless I caused damage, some which I didn't, we actually tried to notify you. I'm literally looking at a dusty ass filter right now. It actually disgusts me. It doesn't make me more mad. As you probably tell by my breathing, I'm literally podcasting by it. So I feel like I can't breathe, And look, we got to fix. Hot water is actually pretty nice now. And now we see why the hot water didn't last that long before, because the water heater sucked. But we told them about this. For almost 6 months to a year, we alluded to this shit. And literally a year and 2 months later, they're like, yeah, all right, we'll fix it now. It's I probably got enough cancer pathogens in my body now, it doesn't even fucking matter, Oh god. But yeah, I broke the water vacuum, and no, my lady was not too happy about it, but she had a laugh about it. She was like, you know what? I'm not even that mad. Because you know what, she just started like, I could just imagine how it actually looked like. Because she's like, I know exactly how it happened, and I wasn't even here. And I'm like, yeah, yep, and that's exactly how it happened. And you know what, it's a real, you know what, and I'll defend it. You know what, I know us men, we get shitted on for anger and all this shit, but you know what? Sometimes you just gotta break some shit. You know, maybe just break your own shit. Don't break other people's shit. But you know what? Sometimes situations will frustrate you. It's just like, you just gotta fucking hit something. You just gotta hurt something. What separates the men from the boys is just keeping your hands off the lovely ladies. That's what it's all about. Not what it's all about, because honestly, your standards should be a little bit higher than that. But it's pretty sad that's just the standard. It's like, he doesn't abuse me. It's like, that's how lower standards I've gotten. It's like, hey, I've never put my hands on her. It's like, congrats. And by the way, I'm not saying there aren't situations to put your hands on someone if your life's in danger. Like, true story, I had a girl throw a glass vase at me. Like, legitimately. But luckily, I got a cat-like reflexes. Like, my girl's like, you have some amazing ass reflexes. I'm like, protect myself from, woman. And look, I do things to piss lady off. I'm gonna be honest. It didn't warrant having a vase thrown at me, but she could have thrown like a rice cooker at me, and I'd been like, yeah, that was warranted. Like, what I did, was pretty, would make anyone mad, so I don't blame her. But, a glass vase, I mean, Jesus, this is Beauty and the Beast. Oh, because I'm always with the beauty, and they have to withstand the beast. Because I don't shave that often. But yeah. But yep. Oh god. Yipperoo. Fast Times at Richmond High. And it's more like Slow Times at meep meep. Oh yeah. In too deep. By the way, Kevin Durant said that Certified Lover Boy is Drake's best album. And that just made me lose all credibility for any music take Kevin Durant has. Because, look, I love Drake. And, look, Certified Lover Boy, it's not a bad album. It ages a lot better than in real time. Because I remember being slightly kind of disappointed the night the album dropped. Because Drake is one of those artists where you will listen on the night the album drops. You will find ways to listen. And for but to be honest, for All the Dogs, I didn't even listen to more than half of it because on the night the album dropped, because the delays in it dropped at one point, but then it was 3 hours later. And I was like, the music just kind of got boring in the middle. Like, the titles were uninteresting, the concepts of the music, like, if it weren't for the diss tracks and this and that, or the 8 a.m.s, or, some of the ballads, like, it was pretty, or the J. Cole feat, like, it was pretty, I hate to use it, it was a pretty mid at best. Now, the Scary Albums Deluxe for All the Dogs was actually infinitely better. And I do believe he dropped that because the reception to the main album was pretty subpar. I think he would have waited to drop that the second 6-song pack. But, And I know people say like, oh no, it's just so it fits into the album theme and stuff. Like, all right, whatever. At the end of the day, it's about putting out music, good music that people knows good or not. But I don't know. Shit, what was I talking about? Yeah, A Certified Lover Boy. Look, it's a good album. Don't get me wrong. There's some nicer deep cuts. Like, I do like In the Bible. I do like, other songs. I just can't think of it. It's been a while since I listened to Certified Lover Boy, which is probably a telltale sign that it's not really one of those that you're just going to go back to Certified Lover Boy and just listen to the album top to bottom. But there are a few gems in there. There's a few like good like songs to listen to on a playlist and stuff like that. But it's nothing that's gonna like a good portion is not gonna be ones that you're gonna like type in to listen to by itself. There's where unlike Take Care, Nothing Was All the Same, or even If You're Reading This It's Too Late. Scorpion even has some songs that like what Scorpion is more like we got the hits and we got these like other weird stuff we're doing here. But it's not like we're just gonna listen top to bottom on a road trip song, album. But it's Drake, So God. I will say this though, eating out, this is a true story about what happened last night. Let's come home from the gym. And I need something to eat before I got home and cooked, even though I just got groceries. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to give me a little burger. I've been trying to eat different stuff when I do get takeout. Like, typically I get some of the same stuff. I was like, you know what? It's like 9 o'clock. There's still some places open. So I went by this Freddy's cheeseburger. It's basically like a higher price Steak and Shake, but actually good service. And I went there like once before when they first opened, and it was pretty decent, but it was just kind of like, okay, cool. I went there last night and I got this like California style burger, Thousand Island and shit, and it was good, I had it, but it was like $8. I ate the burger, and I'm like, this shit literally did nothing for me. It was good. But literally, I drove out of the parking lot, and I'm like, I actually feel more hungry than before I ate it. And it's just a reminder that fast food and stuff like that, like, none of this stuff fills me up. Like, none of it does. It does absolutely nothing for me. Because I'm used to just eating rice, eggs, meat, stuff that fills you up. Like, stuff that I don't even feel like I eat enough, and it fills me up. Literally, as I'm driving out, I'm like, there's a Taco Bell across the street, and I'm like, I actually want to get Taco Bell because of this shit. I go to Taco Bell, I was like, can I just get one Chipotle Ranch grilled chicken burrito? And you know what? They had the little, like, how you could see your order outside. She pulled up the order, and it said 2. And she's like, will that be it? I saw it said 2. And I know I only said 1, and I was about to correct her, be like, "Hey, I only wanted 1," but I saw the 2, and I actually just let it stay there, and I paid the extra money for 2, but I only wanted 1, because that's how much the first thing didn't fill me up. They put on an extra whole burrito, and I'm like, you know what? I'm probably gonna need to eat it, and I ate both of those, and you know what happened? I was still fucking hungry. Then when I got home, finally made food, cooked, ate. And then guess what? After I cooked and ate, then I was full. And this, God, like, takeout is such a waste of money, man. Like, fast food is does a whole lot of nothing. Like, because now you're being underserved more than ever. Like, they're doing smaller portions. Like, it's proven out there. Chipotle does the small portions. They are shortening portions, but charging more money. McDonald's has legitimately And it is not just the eye test. It's not just because you were younger and smaller, your hands are smaller, the burger feels bigger. I know if you got a double cheeseburger in 2014, when I worked at McDonald's, if you got a double cheeseburger, it was at least 20% bigger than these little mini burgers you get now. I'm dead serious. Like, I worked there. I know what it feels like in your hands. Like, I know how much eats. Like, it is significant. Like, it's so marginal. Like, they shrink everything so they just get a little bit more profit and charge you more. But yeah, Jesus, I think I fixed the camera setting that I could record longer. Yeah, the boy's figuring out some things. But yeah, you know what? I'm going to end it there because I got to take a massive dumperoo and I got to be at work. So, yeah. All right, guys. That was episode 267 of the Offbeat Podcast with Clint Nelson. I'm your host, Clint Nelson. Don't forget to like, follow, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Most important, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to suck some titties. Yeah. So, yeah. Have a great day, morning, night, evening. Hey, let your girl know that I mean it. Hey, have the air conditioning guy hit on your girl. Tell him he will give her the world because he's got his shit together. Well, if he did, it wouldn't have took 9 hours to fix it. So, you know what? Jesus. But yeah. Woo. All right. Bicep check. Ooh. Look at the boy. KB swinging. All right, guys. Have a great day.